Okay, this is part three on industry segments. I think you'll know where to overlap part two. So here goes. Although print advertising is still the mainstay for newspapers, many are moving rapidly into digital applications, diversifying their services through the use of online databases. Then there's magazine and periodicals. For many years, the trend in magazine and periodical printing and publishing is towards specialty publications. General interest or news magazines have given way to those focused on fashion, health and fitness, sports, travel, entertainment, technology, home improvement, decorating, and an array of personal vocations and hobbies. Magazine publishing also increasingly use technology that allows for demographically segmented printing and distribution. This lets magazines provide advertising and even editorial content of interest to readers of a particular demographic region. Then we have catalogs and directories. From a purely production and distribution standpoint, however, catalogs are remarkably similar to magazines and are very often printed with the same equipment. Both use high-resolution, color-printed, uncoded stock and use the same binding styles. Both also use digital printing to supplement web offset production, mainly to print customized mailing information and other variable data elements. The use of and interest in printed directories, such as telephone books that will be white and yellow pages, has decreased significantly due to online offerings of similar information. Another important industry segment is financial and legal printing. This segment produces materials related to monetary and contractual situations of all kinds. The emphasis for printed products is on security and fraud prevention and include stock certificates, lottery tickets, traveler's checks, bonds, leases, SEC filings, currency, and related to certificates and documents. Automation in the form of electronic data transfers has streamlined the process of producing and distributing financial and legal documents. Another important industry segment covered in this chapter is direct mail printing. Where direct mail has changed the most involves digital variable data printing or other personalized printing applications. Each printed piece is personalized with text and or images of interest to a specific recipient. Marketers have found that the response rate is greater with properly executed variable data printing than with non-personalized correspondence. Digital variable data printing is the fastest growing segment of the printing industry and has demonstrated the effectiveness of one-to-one marketing. The most important facet of variable data printing is setting up databases of information that allow truly meaningful personalization. This requires a different skill set than that of a designer or digital prepress technician. A very important industry segment is packaging. Packaging is the only traditional printing industry segment not adversely impacted by digital media. That means not adversely impacted by the internet or the World Wide Web. It includes folding carton printing, flexible packaging, label printing, corrugated board printing, and metal decorating or metal printing. Digital package printing has revitalized this industrial segment and has made it a focus of most digital press manufacturers. Because packaging is such a unique facet of graphic communication, a detailed discussion of this segment will occur separately in Chapter 10 of this book. Then we have in-plant printing. This segment consists entirely of captive plants servicing one client, typically a parent company or institution. Several decades ago, in-plant printing experienced significant growth through development of small offset duplicators and presses and simplified plate-making processes. Recently, there has been rapid growth of this industry segment with the increased availability of desktop publishing and simple print-on-demand digital presses. With the miniaturization and cost reduction of such equipment, companies that previously relied on the services of commercial printers now find it economical to acquire digital equipment and produce their own printing. Another printing industry segment that's covered in this chapter is pre-press service providers. These companies, traditionally referred to as trade shops, provide pre-press services to printers not equipped to do that specialized work. Historically, these services included typesetting, mechanical art composition, scanning, photo engraving, color separation, meaning negatives and positives, composition or stripping, and plate making. While some plants elected to have their own pre-press department in-house, others found it more economical to outsource. Eventually, this business model changed as printers adopted digital pre-press and designers and their software became savvier in creating print-ready files. However, for tasks that still lie beyond a designer's capability or are not cost-effective for a printer to bring in-house, there is still a rich opportunity for an entrepreneurial service business such as this. And then we have, finally, print brokers. Print brokers connect printing companies and customers. They are independent and not directly employed by the companies they represent. They serve as sales representatives to printing service providers, and they bring in work without costing the service provider a commission. Print brokers are compensated by marking up the cost of the printing job. They are typically knowledgeable in most facets of printing and know how to provide specifications.